Hey everyone, it's Diane with Boho Stamper. Welcome. Thanks for tuning in here and doing a little card making on a Monday. Sorry I'm out of breath, I just ran up the stairs again. So this is Sunday afternoon for me, trying to get this done. Well, actually it's Sunday evening now. Oh, it's just been one of those days, you know. Light wasn't working right, had to fix that. And the camera quit working, and the dog started barking, and the camera quit again. So here's my last attempt tonight. Oh, I hope your weekend was better and your week goes wonderful for you. Here's our August shopping code. Remember that when you shop for your Stampin' Up! Products with Boho Stamper and you enter the shopping code there at your checkout, that I can see that you've placed an order and I'll be able to send you out a small thank you. So I also want to remind you that, can you believe next week is the middle of August already? Oh, which makes another reminder. So first reminder, celebration ends at the end of August. And so if there were anything's in here that you were trying to earn with your shopping, you need to get that done. Because you know, sometimes when you snooze, you lose. We already do not have available anymore the pool party and soft sea foam note cards and envelopes, nor can you get the tree lot dies anymore. But there is more to celebrate. Stampin' Up! Has added several items that you can earn for your $50 and $100 purchases, including several embossing folders, some brushed metallic cardstock, which is amazing. We've used that on our videos a lot, as well as the silver foil specialty pack. Great stuff. A couple of die sets here that you can earn. This one actually is what I'm using today. Or the craft gift boxes. So, go out there and take a peek and try to get some of this stuff for free while it's there. You can't beat that. But actually you can. Because when you do shop with me and you use this code, in addition to those celebration items, I also send out thank yous. And for $50 during the month of August, when you shop with Boho Stamper and use my code, I'm going to send you a sample of adhesive sheets to give a try and see how you like them. For a $100 purchase, you're going to get your adhesive sheet samples as well as the artistic mix decorative masks, and that's a set of 5, and that's in addition to all those items that you can earn for free. So go do some shopping. We're making a fun fold card today. It's been a while since we've done a fun fold card, and so I wanted to do a step card. The last time I did a step card, it actually was just a panel and then steps on the side. And I don't even know if I did a video. I think I may have just done it because I wanted a card for something. So this one is actually 2 side panels and our steps are in the middle. See all of our little steps there. This makes a 5x7 card. You'll need a 5x7 envelope. Oh, I just picked up that paper. That was my other reminder to you since this is almost the middle of August. August 15th, we'll be doing, oh, I have 2 cards here. I forgot. I changed measurements already. That's why it wasn't closing very nice. August 15th is our card making workshop here. So if you're going to come on over and join us in making some cards, let me know so I can have all of your supplies ready for you. So this does fold up nicely and fits perfectly into a 5x7 card. Depending on how much paper, how many panels you add, it can get a little weighty. So be aware. I suppose you could, I don't know if the person would know to do this though. You could fold it in half and that would make it a little smoother in the envelope. But so this is one of those cards that I had on one of my Pinterest boards. And when I went in and found out how it was being made, excuse me, There were no dimensions for any of the panels that go onto the card. There were just dimensions for the cuts and folds on the card, which was a great start. The directions included another score line at the end of this middle section, but it said not to fold on it, that was there just to allow some flexibility in the cardstock. It's kind of, I didn't really like that because now I got a score line. Oh, I didn't score this here. That's right, I didn't score it because I had read that and I was thinking, why would I put a score line in it? I did on my original one because I wanted to make sure I knew what I was doing. I did this on just a piece of copier paper first, and I did have that score line. But then when it said don't fold it, I was thinking, why put it there? So I didn't score it. Well, then when I didn't score it, I was thinking, why should I make my cut line go that far? Right? So anyways, I've changed up some dimensions. I did try it out on one more card base, and it worked just fine. I like that my back ends up being nice and even all around, and I don't have any extra cuts or folds there. And so I have changed the dimensions, and that's what you will see in the description box. Okay, a lot of talking. That means I'm going to go hoarse. Well, I go hoarse all the time anyway, right? What's the difference? So this is going to take a full sheet of cardstock. I'm going to use fresh freesia today, and I'm hoping we can get all of this, our trimmer in here, because this is a longer piece of cardstock, so we need to be able to use our extended arm over here. And I printed out all my dimensions so that I would have them handy, because I knew I wouldn't remember all of them. And keep in mind when you're making one of these as well, these panels are pretty small. So you're going to want to have a stamp set with your greeting that is not humongous. Like, because I was using Flowers of Home dies, I was going to use Blessings of Home stamp set because that's what goes with it, right? But these are all pretty big, and they weren't really going to fit on there. That's why sometimes it comes in handy having some of those stamp sets that are just the little greetings. And I have a couple of those. I think I've shown them to you before, and there are some more in the current catalog. These come in so handy for cards like this. So once you're going to do one of these, make sure that you have something that you'll be able to fit into your stamped area. Also, keep in mind what kind of paper you want to use. Do you want to layer just all cardstock on here, or do you want to use some designer series paper? I ended up adding this white panel on top of my DSP because my flowers weren't really showing up very well on the designed paper. So I added another layer. I also added a little white panel on the back to sign. You could add another white panel on each of these sides if you want to add a little note or stamp more messages. Make this any way you want it. Remember, they're your cards, and you get to make them the way you like them. Yep, there's a bone folder for you. Yeah. Okay, so now I think my shoulders are relaxed a little bit. Not so tense right now. We're going to start with an 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock, and we're going to trim this down to 7 by 10. Okay, 7. By 10. And I'm sure you can't see clear over to, oh, you can. Yeah, I didn't think you could see over to the 10-inch mark. See, maybe all that fidgeting with my light and camera paid off in the end. I don't know. I had a horrible shadow the last time I was trying to do this. It was terrible. Okay, so now with our 7-inch side, that's the shorter one, we're going to line that up on the top of our trimmer. The left-hand side needs to be on the 4 3/4 inch line. Okay. I'm going to get my trimming blade and start it at the 1-inch mark, right there, and take it to 7.5. 7.5, and stop, and pick up the guide. Slide your cardstock over until your left-hand side is at 2 1/4. 2 1/4. And we're going to do the same thing. Start the blade at 1 inch. And go to 7.5. And I know I can't get the camera down to 7.5 there. Ooh, let me see if I can show you. I stopped at 7.5. Pick up the guide. Put your blade to the top of the card because we are done cutting for the time being. Now we need to do some scoring. If you look at your cardstock, you can see that this part is shorter than the right-hand side. This will be the back of our card, and this is the front. So keeping this 1-inch section on our left, we will line this up at the 1-inch line. And now, only using our scoring tool, we're going to score between the 2 cut lines. Not the whole card, just the center section. So that will be from 2 1/4 actually to about 4 3/4, I guess it is. And score that a couple times. Okay. Move over to 2 inches, I believe. Yep, 2 inches. And do the same thing. Did that even score? I think my scoring blade may not have been in there all the way. And then we're going to move to 3.5. Slide our cardstock over to 3.5. Score between the 2 cut lines again. Then we're going to slide clear over to 7.5. 7.5. And score between the 2 cut lines. And this is at the end of the cutting piece. Okay. One more to go. Now, slide your card panel back to 5 inches. Score down the center. This is the top of our card, right in the middle. And we can take our score trimmer away. And there, believe it or not, you've done it. Remember, our left-hand side is the front, so we'll move the front towards us. And our left and right panels will become mountain folds. The center is going to be a valley. That makes the back one a mountain. And you can see this is already going where it wants to go. Mountain. Valley. Mountain. And there you are. Crazy, right? Now I'm going to use my bone folder and just make sure that everything is lined up nice and even and give it a little burnish here. You have to let me know in the comments, do you like doing fun fold cards or do you want to stick just to the basics? I got to admit, sometimes they get a little boring doing the same old things. So, although I like making cards, I don't really care what they are. I like doing something different once in a while though. So fun folds are a nice way to break that up. I'll tell you, I think I've mentioned before Jan B, who's a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the UK. She does some amazing fun fold cards. If you want to get into some really detailed stuff, look her up. Okay, I think we got these all burnished nice now. That'll help our card lay flat. This would be pretty too if you had some, I don't have any die cut butterflies. That would be pretty in here too. Okay. I have to make sure, is this looking the same? Is it looking the same? Yes, it is. Okay. Good. I want it to. All right. So now we have all of our little folds done. On the bottom of the description box there, I've given you the dimensions for a cardstock mat for each one of these little sections, as well as a DSP panel or another plain panel. If you're going to stamp on that directly, you may want to, like I said, you may want to change that up. So we have two mats cut at 3/4 of an inch by 2 1/4. That's going to be right here. And then those center pieces are going to be 1/2 inch by 2 inches. Be careful if you're using a directional pattern. This one actually does have a little bit of a direction to it. The designer series paper I'm using is, oh, I have that here. And I'm going to turn this one over so that it's facing the opposite way. I know it makes the direction look backwards when we have it laying flat, but when it's all standing up and doing the up and downs, it's right side up. This is Heart and Home Designer Series paper, which I don't think is in the catalog anymore. This was some of the paper that we did have with Blessings of Home. So if you still have that paper, that's what I'm using. All right, then we have a mat cut 1 1/4 by 2 1/4. It's going to be in here and here. And I decided I just wanted plain white. I thought my flowers would look pretty with the white behind them. And my designer series paper is 1 inch by 2 inch. So those will go in the centers there. And then we have a mat that is 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. That's going to be here and here. And then a 2 by 2 piece of designer series paper. And if you want to add another little basic white to the back. Oh, I didn't, did I not print that off? It was 1 1/2 by 1 1/2 if you do the extra layer. They're all 1/2 inch smaller. I lied, they're 1/4 inch smaller. That's why that looks so much littler. They're 1/4 inch smaller. They're typed right, I just misspoke. All right, now we need our side panels. And so, we have 4 panels cut 2 inches by 4 3/4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have 4 designer series paper panels cut at 1 3/4 inches by 4 1/2. So yes, they are only 1/4 inch smaller. Take that off. I might make a bigger one if I want to put white back there. Okay, there There's my designer series and my designer series. Now here's where you can start decorating, and I haven't glued anything down yet because, first of all, I'm going to take this one away. I'm going to stamp directly on my basic white here. And I think I'm going to stamp directly on my basic white there. Just set those aside until I'm sure. I think the same thing is going to happen as when I did my first trial card. I don't think these flowers are going to stand out very well on the designer paper. And so I'm going to add another layer on top of this so that my flowers are a bit more noticeable. And that's going to be 1.5 inches by 4. Now I can either stick with my basic white, 1.5 inches by 4. And I did cut out some little white ones. I cut out this long one. That might be pretty to add on here too. Remember, these are the dies that you can earn for free. Free's always good, right? I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet. No. Sorry, I should have had all these little bits popped out. I got carried away die cutting and that. Oh, that one will go over there. Have some of these little flowers. A little white one, a little purple one. Did I put my little purple one over there? Where'd that little one go? Oh, there it is. There it is. And here's the other long garlandy looking one. And I'm just laying these on here right now because I want to see, before I start gluing anything together, do I like it better with a white panel in the background or fresh freesia? Well, I would say looking in the camera, because that always makes it look a little different, I think I like the white. Because I think I like this long little bowl of flowers. I think so. All right. So I don't really know where I'm going to put all my flowers yet, but we can get started putting all of our panels together and stamping our 2 messages there. Let me set this aside and get our stamp ready to go. I think I'm going to use how about if loving thoughts could heal, you'd be better already. I've been in need of some get well card. Was that, oh, that's not gonna. Oh, yes, it will. No, it won't. Just not quite. Okay. All right. I guess we're gonna. I don't feel like digging out the other stamp sets again there and going through all of the sizes, so we know the happy birthday one fits. Just been there, done that a little while ago, so I know it fits. I don't know where my block went, but oh, come here, I just want a small one. And I know I took the Fresh Freesia ink out. There it is, buried under all the paper. And oh, itchy nose, itchy nose. Doesn't mean you're gonna kiss a fool when your nose is itchy. So in the center, I'm going to say, with a great big wish for happiness, I'm out of room. Out of room. I think I've got that a little to the right. Did. That's why there's two sides. A little crooked. Jeez. Come on, you could do better than that. And this was what, 2 by 2? Goodness, I have some extra paper. Yes. Yes, 2 by 2. No, it isn't either. It's 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. Oh, yeah. Oh, you silly goose. Put that back up in my scraps. If you had a stamp straight in the first place, you wouldn't have to do that. I think I had some bigger pieces of basic white here. Two by 2 would have been the designer series paper, but that's not what I'm putting there. I say 2 1/4. Did I just cut that by 2 inches? Did I really? I did. All right, I concentrated on what I was doing that time. That's better. 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. Lovely. Let's try to stamp it straight. Yeah. That would make it all better. Sorry if my head's in the way. Why am I going downhill? Maybe I have my... I'm going to pull it forward, sorry. There we go. I just had to be able to see what I was doing. I was going to say, maybe I had my label on that crooked, but it wasn't crooked when I did it earlier. I just had it nearer to me earlier. Okay. And then I need happy birthday for the front. Oh, goodness. And I'm just going to pull this one closer to me right off the get-go, so I don't have to stamp it 47 times. There we are. Need my stamp. Okay, now let's put this puppy together. Don't hit it too hard. I'll make the camera go away. Bye-bye. Don't need this in my way. I don't want to get glue on it. I already got holes poked in it the other day. I forget what I was doing. Might have been working on my journal or something. Yeah, I thought you were at the end. And I had to poke holes in my pages there. So I used my piercing mat because that's what you're supposed to do, right? But now I'm mad at myself because I have holes in it. Oh. That's what happens when you pierce. Make sure my flowers are right side up when I put this down, because I'll be really mad at myself if they're not. Although I am going to put a white panel on top of it again. Oh, I just stole the one off the back. Look at me, thieving. Saw that sitting there and just grabbed it. Before I press this one down, I want to see if I have it centered in the middle of that fold section and try to line my papers all up pretty even across the bottom as much as I can. And this one right behind it. This is the one I'm going to put my floral pattern paper on upside down so that when it's standing up, the flowers, although there's not really a whole lot there to be able to tell that, but you never know depending on what pattern you're using. So there's so many options for this. Oh, you know what I didn't cut? On my original one, I remembered I had that frames die set, fabulous frames, and I cut out little photo corners and put it around my birthday greeting there. So, what am I doing here? Oh, this side. I'll have to cut that out really quick. It would be beneficial too if I knew where I set my mini cut and emboss. I don't know. I was looking for it earlier. It's not like it's that small. I mean, it's a mini, but this one is upside down as well. So that when it stands up, it'll be right side up. I can put my greeting in the middle. I guess I may as well put my little white panels on the front where my flowers are going. That's what I said, depending on how many. Then I really cut that right because that looks like it's too short. Depending on how many layers you add to this, you could make it quite thick. Okay, this was 4.5. That's what it is. Oh, I took a 1/2 inch off. Remember I said that it was only a quarter. It should have only been a 1/4 inch. Yeah, I'll have to fix that measurement, but it'll be right for you. So 1 3/4. So 1/4 is 1.5. That's right. By 4. Oh, I just left off the 1/4. Makes a difference though. Makes a difference on how your card looks. 1 by 4 1/4. 1.5 by 4 1/4. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. Just read the description box for the right measurements. Oh, I think this is a piece of heavy. I didn't really want heavy. There we go. Okay, what did I say? 1.5 by 4 1/4. 4. Oh, good. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. looks better. It really does make a difference, that little 1/4 of an inch. Crazy. And my video's getting a little long here. Try not to keep getting too long because then they take too long to upload. I'll have to do them 2 days before. All right, let's get the back panels down. And I'm working on the back, so I want the flowers to go upside down. I don't need a white panel on that one because I'm not adding flowers to the back. My first one, I used my Tombow glue on my flowers, and a little bit of it squeezed out, and my flowers got real sticky. So I think this time I'm going to use my fine tip glue. Just figured I better double check myself there. Yeah, never know. Gonna mess that one up too. And flowers upside down. Let's add our little design on our front panels here. Guess I kind of should have laid them out there before I got all gung-ho with the glue. What did I say? Oh, I need those corners. That really did make a little bit of a difference there too. One that way or that way. Ooh, that way. I think. Sorry, looking in the camera again to see. Yeah, I think the other way. This way. Oh, you know what? It might not work that way though, because these are all going in the same direction. So I might just have to not use the large cascadey ones. Come on, turn a little bit. My goodness. Thanks. And then another little purple one. Oh my goodness, I almost ripped that petal right off of there. My brute strength. It's got all these little teeny tiny holes in them. Over here, oh, I missed one. I missed a bit. Oh, that'll be pretty, because then I'm going to add a couple of gems up there, and I had some little All right, I think I'm ready. I'm ready. First of all, I'm going to put this large fresh freesia single flower behind that one on the white stem, so it will show up better. Doesn't take a lot of glue. Remember, it's only paper. I'm not really trying to glue 2x4s together or anything. I'm going to have enough on there to make sure everything sticks, but I don't want the glue to squish out. Sorry, I went really quiet, didn't I? It was concentrating on the glue. There we go. And you. I made a chocolate mousse for dessert tonight. And the only reason I had to make it was because the last time I was at the store and I went to get half and half for my coffee, I accidentally put heavy whipping cream in my cart instead of half and half. So I had all this heavy whipping cream, and it doesn't last quite as long as half and half, so I wanted to use it up. And I knew I had a good recipe. Well, I do have a very good recipe for it's a Bailey's Irish Cream chocolate mousse, but I didn't have enough Baileys to make the whole recipe, so I just went for a Hershey's chocolate mousse. Oh my goodness, it came out so good. And I'm just sticking little, you can decorate your cards however you want. I'm sticking little purple flowers behind some of my white ones just so that they're a little bit more noticeable. All right, what did I say I had to do? Oh, I have to do those corners. Get a pin, piece of fresh freesia real quick. Wishing I knew where my mini cut and emboss was. How can we lose a cut and emboss machine? I mean, I get it when I misplace a die that's right in front of my face. I do that almost every week with you. But seriously, I mean, did I take it over for my journals? I did. I don't know. All right. Let's take out that pretty frames die. I have a piece of fresh freesia left over from when we trimmed off the card base. Ooh, actually, I have a small piece up here that I didn't use. Perfect. Those little picture frame corner things come in so handy. I really like using them around my stamped messages. adds that little bit of something there. That's like, oh, I forget which set it is. My Stampin' Up! Order sitting at the post office. I haven't been able to get down there and pick it up the last 2 days, so I'll have to get it tomorrow. And or I would have shown you something tonight. But for our workshop on Tuesday next week, there's a set in there that I'm kind of anxious to use. I already have the card design, but I need that stamp set so I can finish getting it together. And cut out all the little bits and pieces for everybody. Right. And then the only thing we have left to do on here is add our 2021 through 2023 in color jewels. The jewels, don't forget the jewelry. Our blingy bling. Whoop, dropped it. I have glue on my fingers, so of course they're going to stick to that. Let's do this one just a little bit different. Not too much. It's pretty. It's pretty. Wouldn't you be happy to get a card like that? Oh, I gotta remember to put a little extra white panel back here. Is that one big enough? I can cut that one down. So that I could sign my name on there. That was 2 by 2. So I needed 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. Yeah, so I hope the dimensions help you. And let me know in the comments if you find any mistakes or find that something doesn't fit together. But I did try to make this one directly from the dimensions that I'm sharing with you. So it all went together well. I think we're good to go. Yeah, I like that. All right, everyone. Thanks for being with me today. And I really hope you have a lovely, lovely week. Oh, that one's stuck again. So go out and make somebody a pretty card and send it to them. And make them smile. And then come back and join me next, Friday. We'll do something fun. I don't know what yet. Maybe we'll play with that new set once it gets here. Until then, we'll see ya. Have a great week. Bye.